Hello, everyone. You're tuning into the news bulletin today, December the 14th. Coming first with local news. Chairman of the Provincial People's Committee, Tiếng, on Friday chaired a meeting to evaluate a new project of Vietnam and Korea high-tech park to be invested in Đồng Nai. This technopark will be the first of its kind in Vietnam under its cooperation with South Korea, the investor said. The project will be conducted by a joint venture company named Technopark Vietnam Korea Joint Stock Company with its registered capital of $150 million. The project will be implemented in 3 phases on an area of around 300 hectares with 60% of filled-up construction. It is expected to attract $2 to $3 billion from our investors within 6 to 9 years after operation. Technopark targets to attract high-tech companies from South Korea as well as other developed countries to produce high-quality products over many aspects, contributing to the construction of the 4th Industrial Revolution in Đồng Nai. Speaking at the meeting, Chairman Dũng welcomed the investor for selecting Đồng Nai as their potential investment destination. The Department of Planning and Investment worked hard to be the focal point to coordinate with the investors to soon establish the legal platform and submit it to the Line Ministry for approval before conducting the subsequent steps. While textile and garment sectors are struggling, the export turnover of footwear sector in the 2019 yielded a 10% up year-on-year. According to a report from the Vietnam Leather Footwear and Handbag Association, the sector of footwear is ranking second globally for footwear export. It's estimated that the sector's total export revenue this year reached over $21 billion, up 10% against last year. Vietnam's membership into 12 free trade agreements, including EVFTA, open huge opportunities, which requires Vietnamese footwear industry to remedy its shortcomings in terms of processing industry. For example, it's required that Vietnam has to reduce the material supply from abroad and to improve the human resources quality. The Agency of Health Examination and Treatment under the Health Ministry issued a dispatch to tighten the examination, supervision, and correctness of medical testing. Accordingly, the agency asked medical units to promptly identify, correct, and improve the weaknesses of medical testing. Directors at hospitals must strengthen the internal management and supervision on the compliance with medical process in order to prevent violations in testing activities. Plan on testing quality management must be seriously established. Recently, violations on medical testing regulations have caused significant impact toward the breadth and quality of health examination and treatment at the involved units and breadth of the health sector as well. World News. U.S. President Donald Trump yesterday tweeted that the U.S. had reached an agreement with China called Phase 1 deal. Under the Phase 1 deal, Washington will remain 25% tariffs on $250 billion of Chinese imports, and the revert 15% tariffs would be held to 7.5% or nearly $120 billion worth of Chinese imports. Trump has committed to not increase the U.S. tariff on Chinese goods as from December the 15th. The White House owner further said that the negotiation on a Phase 2 deal would begin immediately rather than waiting until after the 2020 election. The U.S. Trade Representative Robert Lighthizer said that such Phase 1 agreement achieves fully enforceable structural changes and begins rebalancing the U.S. and China trade relationship. The U.S. House Judiciary Committee finally approved 2 articles of impeachment against President Donald Trump, charging Trump with abuse of power and obstructing U.S. Congress. With a party-line vote of 23 to 17, the House Judiciary Committee approved 2 articles of impeachment against President Donald Trump. Today is a solemn and sad day. For the 3rd time in a little over a century and a half, the House Judiciary Committee has voted articles of impeachment against the President for abuse of power and obstruction of Congress. The House will act expeditiously. House Judicial Chairman Jerry Nadler briefly addressed at a press conference after the vote. The article charged Trump with abuse of power for his pressure on Ukrainian president to launch the investigations into his political opponent, Joe Biden, in the presidential campaign in 2020, and also his obstruction of Congress while the Congress investigated the matter. That's all today's news. Thanks for joining us and goodbye.